The number one reason why most businesses can't scale past 5, 6, and 7 figures a month is because they don't have a consistent, steady stream of leads who are looking to buy their services. That's why in today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how you can send 1,000 or even 10,000 cold emails every single day to your dream clients without landing in the spam folder. Now, why is that even important? Because if your emails are landing in spam, no one's going to see them, you're not going to get any responses, and no money's going to enter your bank account. Now, the end result of all this is that instead of constantly worrying about where your next client is coming from, you'll have a massive list of prospects who are interested in your services and asking you whether you take cash or credit. Now, I send tens of thousands of cold emails every single day for myself and for my clients, and I've tested hundreds of different strategies to make sure that none of my emails are landing in spam. So I'm going to take you through every single strategy that I currently use so I can help you achieve the same. Let's dive in. We're going to start off with the technical setup. I want you to go and purchase around 20 domains. Keep in mind, all the numbers here are for you to be able to send 1,000 cold emails. So if you want to send 2,000 cold emails, double everything else, like double the number of domains and whatever, and you'll understand why. Okay, so I want you to go and purchase 20 domains from Porkbun or GoDaddy. Just the most reliable. Then I want you to go and set up inboxes with Google and Outlook. And I ideally want to split inboxes 50% Google, 50% Outlook, because sometimes the Google inboxes outperform, sometimes Outlook inboxes outperform. So we just want to be covered. I want you to set up 2 email inboxes for every 1 domain. Okay, so if you have 20 domains, it means you can set up 40 inboxes, and you'll set up ideally 20 with Google, 20 with Outlook. What you need to do for every email account is to configure all the DNS settings. Okay, so that is DKIM, DMARC, and SPF. These are basically like digital signatures to authenticate your emails and prevent spoofing. Okay, so SPF is basically sender policy framework. It basically validates that an email sent from your domain comes from an authorized server. Okay, DKIM is domain keys identified mail. It's basically like adding a digital signature to your emails to make sure that the message hasn't been tampered with during transit. And then we have DMARC, which is domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance, which basically combines SPF and DKIM. Okay, and it is to give the domain owner control over unauthenticated emails, protecting against spoofing and phishing. Okay, so these are very technical things. The total daily sending limit is 50 emails per inbox max. Okay, we used to be able to send 100 emails per inbox, but now with all the recent changes from Google and Outlook regarding deliverability, we need to keep our sending limits slightly lower. So those 50 emails per inbox are not all outbound. 25 would be warm-ups and 25 would be outbound. Something that's important to mention here is the term horizontal scaling. Okay, so I'd much rather you go and set up more inboxes and keep the sending limit for each inbox lower compared to setting up fewer inboxes but sending more emails per inbox. Okay, so for example, set up 20 inboxes, sending 20 emails each, rather than 5 inboxes, sending, 50, 60 emails each. Okay, it's a lot easier for you to get marked as spam if there's one inbox sending 50, 60, 100 emails every single day. It could cost more, but it's ultimately worth it because the life expectancy of each inbox is going to be longer. You're not going to get marked as spam, or you're going to get marked as spam a lot less by keeping your sending limit a lot lower. So yeah, if you have an inbox in an active campaign, you want to keep your warm-ups to around 10 to 20 emails a day with a 50% reply rate. The reason why you want to say around 10 to 20 is because you're obviously going to be sending around 25 outbound emails as well. So 25 and a maximum of 20 warm-ups equals the total amount of 50. And then we also have inactive mailboxes. Okay, so something that is not sending any outbound emails. And there you want to send around just 20 to 40 warm-ups at a 45 to even 60% reply rate. Okay, so what is the actual warm-up process? This basically refers to the practice of sending a gradually increasing number of emails from a new email account with the aim of building a positive reputation with email providers and avoiding spam filters. You've just gone to GoDaddy or Porkbun, you bought a domain, you set up the DNS settings. Okay, so you've set up a new email account using that domain. And now, before you actually send cold emails, you need to warm that inbox up. And you can do this through SmartLead, Instantly, and so on. I'd recommend going with something like SmartLead. Through SmartLead, you basically want to warm up these emails. The team on SmartLead can actually help you with that if you have no idea what you're doing. But essentially, the whole point is that you want to warm these up just to make sure that you're going to build a positive reputation. And then when we actually start sending outbound emails, we know that they're going to be landing in the primary inbox and not in spam. Is that we want to gradually increase warm-up emails 5, 10, 15 per day rather than jumping straight to 40 emails. So in the beginning of the video, I mentioned that you want to send around 40 emails for warm-ups if it's not in an active campaign. So right at the beginning, you don't want to go and start by sending 40 warm-up emails. Just start with 15, 10, 15 and ramp up the volume. The warm-up length is a minimum of 2 weeks. And you want to randomize the number. You could do all this through Smartlead, by the way. You don't want to send the exact number of warm-up emails every single day, and you can randomize this. So the total warm-up plus sending limit, outbounds and everything is 50 emails per day. You want to turn off open and reply rate tracking. That's meant to say click-through rate tracking. This is to basically enhance deliverability, okay? Because when you track open rates, when you track click-through rates, you're basically inserting a link into, or like a small pixel basically into your emails, which basically just triggers spam filters. Okay, so you don't want to get marked as spam. Don't track open rates. Don't track click-through rates. Either way, this is a stupid metric anyway. Okay, because all we care about is revenue generated, meetings booked, positive reply rates, and maybe even reply rates. Okay, we don't care about open rates. You also want to verify your email lead list. Okay, whether you're using ListKit, Apollo, or whatever, I'd recommend going with ListKit purely because you don't need to actually separately verify it because all email addresses are triple verified. So I'd go with ListKit, keep bounce rates below 3 to 4%. Okay, that's why you want to be verifying them. That's why you want to use ListKit, because if bounce rates are more than 3 to 4%, okay, it could mean a number of things, but one of the things when it comes to lead list could be that the email addresses are not verified. So your emails are just bouncing, meaning they're not reaching their inbox. Okay. Now, when it comes to email copy, so basically your scripts, you don't want to have any images. You don't want to have any links. I don't care if it's your website, if it's your mobile, if it's your address. I don't care what is a link. Just don't put it. Okay. No links, no images. Spam keywords. Once again, you can check this through Smartlead as well. You don't want to use things, very salesy words. Okay. For example, the word free is a bit salesy, and there are tons of other words that just sound a bit salesy, and those trigger spam filters. So you want to do a lot of A/B testing as well. So test different angles, subject lines, and do a bit of personalization as well. Anything that's underperforming, you basically just want to change it. Okay. So if you have a variant that is underperforming, you need to find something to change. This isn't so much about spam. It's also just to help you in general with your campaigns, and you need to keep testing. Okay, and now something else that is extremely important is spin tags. Okay, so what is spin tags? It is basically what you can see right here in the brackets. Exactly, if you literally copy paste this into your sending tool like Smartlead. So it's basically, you want to make every single one of your emails to be different. Okay, if you're just sending the same words, the same emails every single day, every single time to every single prospect, there is a higher chance that you won't land in the inbox. What this means when we say hi, hello, and hey, this means that one email is going to be sent out saying hi, the next one is going to say hello, the next one is going to say hey. And you want to do this throughout your entire script. Okay, you don't just want to do it once for hi, hello, hey, and then say, oh, I've added spin tags. No, you haven't. You need to do it through your entire script. So you need to think of alternatives for words and just use these weird brackets and the lines in between to create your spin tags basically and implement it into your scripts. It is extremely important. I think it makes, I think it's common sense as to why this would work. It's just better rather than sending the exact same email every single time. Now, when it comes to campaign control, there's a couple of other things as well. So I personally don't include an unsubscribe link. I know that sometimes goes against the laws in certain jurisdictions, but as long as you have a clear opt-out, so if you add like a disclaimer at the bottom of your email saying something like, hey, just reply no thanks if you want to stop receiving my emails, or reply no thanks and I won't email you ever again, like that's fine. And that also improves domain reputation because you encourage responses. Okay, so don't worry too much about having the unsubscribe link. I'd 100% recommend that you just have a clear opt-out, but not a link. Okay, maintain at least 5-minute gap between sending emails as well. You don't want to send 100, if you're going to send 25 outbound emails, you don't want to send all 25 at the same time during the day. You do want to have a do not contact list as well. So if you've previously sent an email to someone and he said, I'm not interested. Hey, look, if you want to recontact that person after like 12 months or whatever, when he's not even going to remember that you emailed him, that's fine. But you don't want to keep emailing the same people. Okay. Keep your bounce rates below 3 to 4%. Make sure that if it exceeds that, there is some sort of deliverability problem because your emails are just not landing in your prospect's inbox. Okay. So you do need to, that goes on to the next bullet point, which is that you need to analyze campaigns with low reply rates. And you need to pause them. You need to assess what is going on. Okay. If you have a low reply rate, there is something going on. Okay. Especially if you don't have, this is why it's so good not to have an unsubscribe link, because if people are not even emailing you back saying, take me off your list or don't email me ever again, it means that most likely they're not even receiving the email. Because even if someone completely hates your script, even if he's completely irrelevant, like as someone who should be receiving your emails, even if he's like not your ideal client profile, like he will respond saying, don't message me ever again. So if you're not even getting those types of messages, you also want to remove underperforming email accounts as well. So if you see that, you can do this through SmartLead as well, it can tell you the email account performance. And if you see that certain email accounts are just having very high bounce rates, and you can just burn them basically and create new email accounts, buy new domains. Something that's extremely important here that I should mention is that stop trying to be an IT engineer and try to find out exactly what's going on. If you have low reply rates, like if something's fishy, something's going on, you're better off just killing the domain and just go buy a new one. Stop being stingy, go pay an extra $10, buy a new domain, and just start again. You want to have plain text emails. This is going to increase your deliverability by like 20 to 60%. I already said this previously. Blacklist. So if you do get blacklisted, then you want to use tools like, I'll just write this here, tools like MX Toolbox, just to make sure if you're listed on any blacklists or whatever. And if you are, and it's affecting your deliverability, then just go buy a new domain once again. That is like the best solution all the time. Just go buy a new domain. Business emails versus personal, like it's pretty obvious. You want to use a business email. So you don't want to have something like alex@gmail.com. It's going to be alex@sparklead.com. You want a business email. Now, if reply rates are below 3 to 5%, you do want to adjust your copy, your offer, maybe rephrase, test a different angle, check that your lead list is verified and whatever. But like if your reply rate is significantly below 3%, you probably have a deliverability problem, which in that case, it might not even be the offer. It might not be the copy, it might not be anything. It just could be that your emails are not landing in their inbox. The most important thing that I have to emphasize, and that's why I kept it for the end, is just the word relevance. Okay, so everything has to be relevant. Like a lot of people don't realize that obviously if someone is reporting you as spam, like yes, it could be one of all the things that I just mentioned above, but it could just be that your email is not relevant. It could just be that your lead list is not relevant to your offer. Okay, that's why when you're going to write the script, you need to make sure that it's extremely relevant to the person that is receiving the email, because he or she is the person who is reporting you as spam. Okay, like someone is reporting you as spam. It means that it's just not relevant to them. So do your research, do your market research, know who you're reaching out to, identify what their pain points are, make sure that your email is actually solving a relevant problem, a specific problem that is only experienced by your ICP and not by anyone else, okay? Your offer should be so specific that it repels everyone else other than your ICP. Relevance is the most important thing here. So this is how you can send over 1,000 cold emails per day without landing in spam. If you apply everything I said in this video, you can start signing clients via cold email for your services. But the reality is that you are going to encounter some difficulties along the way, especially with all the technical setup. And knowing how to actually identify where certain problems are coming from and how to solve them takes a lot more than watching a simple YouTube video. Now, don't get me wrong, everything I mentioned is definitely going to help you send thousands of cold emails per day successfully, but just like with anything else, there are going to be some obstacles along the way. That's where I can help you. If you're running an agency or a B2B company and want to book 10 to 20 qualified sales calls within 30 days guaranteed, check out the first link in the description. Once you're on there, book a call with me if you want to start booking meetings on autopilot. I'll see you in the next one.